Coming up on MovieBuff this week, Mel Gibson is back on the big screen. But first, Mariah Carey sans makeup in Precious. Get ready to see Mariah Carey as you've never seen her before. The singer, known for her love of diamonds, bears all in new film Precious. She's minus the bling, the posh outfits and the makeup for her role as a social worker to teenager Precious, a girl who can't read or write and who is pregnant for the second time by her father.
Don't nobody want you, don't nobody need you. School ain't gonna help none.
You're 16, you're still in junior high school, and you're pregnant with your second child.
Harlem student Gabby Sidibe takes on the role of Precious, bagging the part after attending an open audition.
She's neglected and she's ignored, and I've certainly been in a place where I've been neglected and where I've been ignored, and I'm sure we all have. I'm sure we've all reached out for support in a place that it just wasn't coming from.
It really is a stripped down version of Mariah seen in the film, but she insists she is qualified for the role, saying life wasn't always champagne and caviar.
What's going on? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about home?
I guess people have this confused version of who they think I am, like I'm this princess that fell down from Never Neverland and grew up exfoliating my skin with diamonds. No, that's not who I am. I really kind of had a lot of intense things happen to me as a child and growing up and stuff like that. So I think we all of us in this film understand what it's like to be a little bit a slice of what Precious's life is. I mean, I don't think anything could compare to how intense it is, but I think we all feel for her and empathize.
Precious is based on the novel Push by poet Sapphire and has been a labour of love for director Lee Daniels. It's taken 12 years to make, even with TV host Oprah Winfrey's backing.
We see this girl on the street every day and we close our eyes to her because we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to think about her. She's smelly, she's slovenly, and we're black and think that. So what does the world think? This movie taught me and Oprah that we are prejudiced and that we have to get over those prejudices.
Precious has got the critics raving. It's picking up nominations everywhere and really is worth the watch. It's gritty and emotional with outstanding performances.
Nobody loves me.
People do love you, Precious.
Please don't love me. Love ain't done nothing for me.
A real cinema treat.
Mel Gibson hasn't been short of a headline or two in recent years, but none of them have been down to his acting. While he's directed a host of films, including the critically acclaimed Passion of the Christ and Apocalypto, he hasn't appeared in one since 2002. Well, he stepped back in front of the camera for the movie Edge of Darkness, but after 8 years away, was he nervous?
Those days, the old jitters days are over, I guess. It's just, it was good to get back in the saddle. I felt it was time to get back and exercise that part of my creative self.
Based on a TV series from 1985, the thriller follows the Lethal Weapon legend as Detective Craven and the murder of his activist daughter.
How's he dealing with it personally?
Assuming the bullet was meant for him, he investigates and in the process unravels a tangled web of dodgy dealing.
Cases like these are never solved. You just never can connect A to B. How do you know that? Because I'm usually the guy that stops you connecting A to B.
The 54-year-old reckons his time out of the acting limelight actually helped.
Or a wise old man once told me if you should go away and dig a ditch or dig a hole or build a fence or something and come back and somehow that magically rejuvenates your kind of creative juices or something. Maybe he's right.
Oh, no complaints from his co-stars. Danny Houston pops up as shady businessman Jack Bennett.
It was wonderful to be working on scenes with him and observe those cold blue movie star eyes brimming with emotion.
Bojana Novakovic plays daughter Emma.
think he was exploring things as much as I would. That's why he's so good, because he's open-minded and he explores things and he plays and he doesn't actually ever think he knows better.
And Ray Winston's CIA officer Matt Jedberg.
I think Mel's come back better and stronger, matured like a good wine.
And the critics seem to agree. Some have hailed it as a return to form for the Hollywood A-lister, with an impressively gritty performance. It's also action-packed throughout.
Welcome to hell. What does it feel like?
On the downside, though, the plot of Edge of Darkness is overly complicated and may have you crying out for someone to shed some light.
Fasten your seatbelt.